Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here. No, I am not Envy, but my boy is out on vacation, so he asked me if I could do a guest upload, and you know, he's a good friend of mine, so I figured we would. I'm recording this a while before he actually needs the video, but we're on the NU suspect test ladder, and I'm going to be using a team that was given to me by Salamander Burglar. I didn't want to say Burglar Salamander, but it's pretty cool. It has Lord Kecleon, which actually puts in approximately 0% work just because of its slow speed this game. He has an Intimidator, a fighting type, a bulky Pokemon. I mean, I guess maybe I can spin block versus Kabutops. But yeah, my opponent's team is pretty threatening. Magmortar actually isn't a bad lead since he has nothing that can outright OHKO it, and I can 2-hit KO basically everything on his team except for the throw. So I'm gonna have to get on out of there. Gonna go out into my Garbodor. I do resist any fighting attack I'm expecting him to go for. Even if he wants to circle throw, he'll be taking the Rocky Helmet damage as well. Oh, I just got predicted, but unfortunately, I'm actually gonna go out to Mesprit right here because I can scare him off with a Psychic. He doesn't have a Psychic Resist, so I think getting up a T-Spike is actually smarter than going directly into Mesprit, as he actually ends up going for knockoff. So I'm good with that. It's actually great that I didn't go for knockoff right there. But what I'm gonna do is just go for a Spike, as he is gonna go for an Earthquake, and I should be able to go right out into my Gramble. And this is a hard turn. I think what I want to do is actually double into my Kecleon, predicting his Kabutops. And the reason I say I'm predicting his Kabutops is because, like I said, I'm going to be using Kecleon as a spin blocker. So my plan is to go right for the Shadow Sneak right here, block his Rapid Spin by becoming a Ghost type. And then, as he does try and go for that spin, and then knock him out with the Sucker Punch right here. I also could have went for... I actually should have just went for the Shadow Sneak, but because he got the defense drop. But I'm just gonna go for Shadow Sneak. It doesn't really matter what I do. He ends up going out into throw. That was actually a misplay going for the Sucker Punch. I feel as a Shadow Sneak plus Poison probably would have been able to knock him out. Kind of expecting him to go for the knockoff right here. So I'm actually gonna go for Sucker Punch. That way I get the Dark type, as he ends up going for that knockoff, and then I can just knock him out with the Shadow Sneak in the following turn. It is Stab. It will be able to do 15%. It did 16% last time. So Kecleon is already putting in work, and he won't be able to spin block me. I basically just spin blocked him completely, so I'm already pretty happy about Kek putting in some work. This is Top-Kek right here. So I'm going to pause it to make some move bear back. Oh, never mind. Brings out the Gramble. I think my best play is actually going directly into my Piloswine, just to get up my Stealth Rock, as well as you know, kill the Kabutops upon switching. This doesn't really matter that he goes for Heal Bell, just because one, he doesn't have the Intimidate off on me, and two, I will be able to kill Kabutops, or not kill Kabutop actually. It's gonna do, what is it? Actually, I might be able to kill Kabutops. Well, he put in range of priority anyway, so I'm actually just gonna fire off an Earthquake, as it will be a solid 4-hit KO on him, while he cannot 4-hit KO me. Well, we'll be doing the same thing, but basically I'm fast. Okay, guys, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm tired. But I am faster than him, so I will be able to fire off repeated Earthquakes. I could also fire off an Ice Whip Crash, I think, at this point. Well, I'm going to go for an Earthquake and then go for an Ice Whip Crash on the following turn, because it will be able to pick him off, as well as hit the Rotom if he chooses to go out to that. That would be an interesting play right there, but he'd be weakening it for... yeah, maybe he wants to save Gramble right there, but it would have been weakened enough for my Kecleon. And with Piloswine being out, I do have priority Ice Shard, just in case Kabutops does live hazards. I'm not exactly sure what percent it is. It says 19%, but I don't trust this thing. So, it goes out into Rotom. I think my best play is going for the Ice Shard, because though an Ice Whip Crash prevents like a sub, Ice Shard is fine, because he won't be able to... He basically won't be able to... he wouldn't have been able to sub just because it did 34%. So I'm actually going to go for Drain Punch right here, anticipating him to want to go out or switch out either into the Bull, or even sacking his Kabutops right there. It didn't really matter. The point was that he would not have been able to go for any other attack on me. So I want to save this Pokemon as a way of dealing with his Rotom, as well as picking off Lilligant if that thing does become an issue. So I'll be able to go out into my Gramble, which actually eats up that attack. I'm a little bit scared though about what he could be, but I'm just going to fire off a Play Rough regardless. Maybe he's Rest or something. If he Rest, I do have Super Fang. And with Intimidate, I will be eating up any attack he wants to go for right there. So I think my best bet is actually switching directly into my Mesprit, because what I want him to do right here is go for Head Charge and knock himself out with the Poison plus the Recoil. And by me having my Mesprit out, he's not going to be able to go out to Lilligant and set up, because I do have Scarf Ice Beam as he brings out Lilligant. And at this point, I can just click Ice Beam. Even if it doesn't knock it out, I do have Kecleon in the back to go for Shadow Sneak to finish him off. I also have Magmortar, which completely walls him due to Vital Spirit, it not being able to put me to sleep. But I'm able to pick off the Lilligant, and Rotom is going to come out right now, and Rotom has to click Thunderbolt if it even wants to do any damage, and I actually end up outspeeding him, so I'm able to knock him out the Ice Beam, and that is going to be a good game. So let's look for another battle, guys. I'm positive. Never mind, we found one right away. Alright, so my opponent has a very threatening team. Unfortunately for him, he does not have a switch in to my boy Magmortar. So what I can actually do is lead off with Mesprit, because Mesprit can U-turn out to break a potential Sash on his Villion and U-turn right out into my Magmortar, expecting him to, or anticipating him to want to go for the Sleep Powder, but he actually ends up leading off with Live Part. Now, I'm not expecting him to Sucker Punch right here. If anything, he'll probably go for the Knockoff or the Pursuit. If he goes for Pursuit, I'd rather just go right for the U-turn, at least get off a bit of damage on his Live Part, since he will be taking damage off on me. Might as well do a little trade, but he actually ends up switching out into Xatu, which is completely fine by me, because I can go right out into my Magmortar, and like I said, my Magmortar has 0 switch-ins on my opponent's parts. I can actually go for a Focus Blast, probably predicting is Kecleon, but I think Thunderbolt is the safest play. I don't necessarily have to. Hi, Mom. Envy? You related to this dude, bro? I don't think I have to necessarily predict that. He actually ends up switching out into Gorbis, the flying type into the water type, so it's going to go straight down. Don't even have to worry about that thing shell smashing, though Kecleon would have been able to eat a hit and probably knocked it out with the Drain Punch plus Sucker Punch. Drain Punch plus Sucker Punch combination. Now, I am anticipating him to want to bring out either Kecleon or Liepard at this point. He actually ends up bringing out Zangoose. Interesting on my opponent's part. I do have Gramble. I'm not going to stay in, even though I could eat up any hit he wants to go for. I don't want to risk the Focus Blast or the Fire Blast right now. Not that I have to. So, I'll be able to bring out my Gramble right now, as I'm able to get off the Intimidate on him. And, I think Super Fang is fine, because if he wants to bring out something that, like, if he wants to switch out into something that can take a player off, which he doesn't really have, I'd be able to deal with it anyway. But he ends up going out to Villion. Again, I'm going to switch out into my Magmortar just in case he wants to go for the Sleep Powder, as he tries to. And now he does not have a Fire Resist now that Gorbis is gone, and now I can risk the Fire Blast just because it's a better play right now, because Hurricane won't be able to knock me out, and it's just my best play right there. So I was able to knock out the Pavilion, something that I was very scared of, and a little bit scared of Kecleon, not gonna lie, but my Garbodor should be able to take it on, as well as Garbodor's actually pretty pressured by his physical attackers, being Zangoose and Zangoose, as well as Kecleon and stuff. But actually, I think I can afford to go into my Garbodor right here just to let him take the damage. I do not eat that up at all, but he will be taking a lot of damage from that attack. Unfortunately, that's not going to really work out for me, but he'll be taking the Aftermath, as well as the Poison, as well as the Rocky Helmet, putting him in range of my Piloswine, and I'm kind of tempted to go for the Stealth Rock, but there's really no need, because Piloswine can kind of 1v1 the majority of his team. He might actually even try and switch out into Xatu, which I believe I can potentially 2 a KO with an Ice Shard. It does have 314 attack, so it's not like it's weak or anything. He brings out Liepard, as I'm able to Ice Shard that thing, and I think now I'll try and go for my Stealth Rock. Not that there's really a point, is there? Not really. There's no real point to go for that, so I think I'll just fire off an Earthquake right here as he goes for Play Rough. I'm not sure what he was trying to predict, but he is going to get decimated. That's an Ice Shard. That did 41%. So Earthquake teared open the ground. That Mon is going to go down as Kecleon is going to come out, and I believe I can just go right for Earthquake right here. Even if he gets enough boost, Nope, that's not the smarter play. My smartest play is actually going directly into my Gramble to get off an Intimidate and then Toxic this Kecleon. That way we could deal with it. Even if he goes out into a Xatu, I do have Heal Bell. I also have Healing Wish. So it's not like I can't deal with him. I also have Super Fang on this Gramble, so the combination of Toxic plus Super Fang will allow me to wear down his Kecleon as I'm able to get off that Intimidate. He doubles into Zangoose though. Alright, that was a good play. Definitely caught me a little bit off guard. Now my Kecleon can win this game. So it really depends on what I want to win with. I think my Mortar is the most useless member, or most expendable member, just because Zangoose does outspeed it and it was really low, and then Kecleon does have like a bunch of forms of priority. But I can now go right out into my Mesprit and just go right for U-turn. It will be able to knock out Zangoose at 8%, as well as give me a switch advantage if he does try and switch out. And whatever he switches out into, I have a switch in for. If it's Xatu, I do have my Piloswine, which can just click the Icicle Crash at this point. No need to go for Stealth Rock, no need at all. So I'm just going to click Icicle Crash. Even if he has Grass Knot or Giga Drain, because of Eviolite boosting my Spadef, I will be able to take any hit. And this Icicle Crash is going to do a hell of a lot to anything, honestly. He roosts, and I missed. Even better for me, because now I can fire it off again. Dazzling Gleam does absolutely nothing, as he almost goes down. I don't think an Ice Shard will pick him off, especially because it's a little bit weak, but I'm actually going to go for Earthquake, expecting his Roost right here, as he does lose that Flying type. And this is actually a little bit annoying, I'm not going to lie. Alright, let's just start 1v1ing this guy with Kecleon, to be honest. Like, why not? So I can Power Up Punch and then Sucker Punch in the following turn, after getting my, what's it called? After getting the Fighting type, I can Sucker Punch, get up that +1 Sucker Punch. Also, though it does scare me a little bit, I think Shadow Sneak is actually better because it should be able to 2-hit KO. And I also want to dodge his Dazzling Gleam, so I'm just gonna go right for the Power Up Punch right here as he goes for Psyshock, which does a nice amount of damage to me. Not even gonna lie. Now the thing is, even if he goes for Dazzling Gleam right now, it's not going to be able to knock me out because I have an Assault Vest and I'm also really bulky. And Sucker Punch actually turns me into the Dark type, and I actually OHKO his Zangoose right there. So that is pretty sick, as Kecleon is going to come out. I'm just going to go right for the Drain Punch on this Kecleon. If he outspeeds me, then he might knock me out. He'll actually knock me out with Drain Punch, yes he will. But he goes for Sucker Punch right there, becoming the Dark type, so ensuring that Kecleon will be able to knock him out with the Drain Punch, and at this point Zangoose will be able to go down, or will go down rather, to the Sucker Punch. So Kecleon just putting in a hell of a lot of work, putting the entire team on his back. We're going to look for one more battle, guys, as we have found one. And this guy has a team, man. I like this guy's team. He's also using Kecleon, so that's pretty cool. What is my best lead? I think Piloswine's pretty good because I'm anticipating him to want to lead off with Scyther. And I'll probably bait him into Weezing right here. And I'll be able to get up my Stealth Rock. He does have a Spinner. I do have a quote-unquote spin blocker, being my Kecleon. But we'll see how that works out. Gonna pause it. Actually, no, never mind. He ended up switching directly into Weezing. That leads me to believe that this is probably a choice type of set. I'm gonna switch out to my Mortar because he does not have a good switching for it, because I can actually fire off a Focus Blast, either predicting Rhydon or Audino to want to come in. He chooses to set up Toxic Spikes, which I don't really mind, simply because I do have a Poison type on my team. So I'm gonna fire off this Focus Blast as it does connect with the Rhydon, and I believe Fire Blast should be able to knock it out from there. It is more accurate. I'm gonna calc this though. Let's calc this, because that was that's 349 special attack life form. Mag Mortar. I guess I'm timid. Well, I'm obviously timid. You saw my stats. Focus Blast. Because I don't think. Well, I guess I'll calc Earthquake as well, but I doubt Earthquake will be able to knock him out. Rhydon and U-Tank. Focus Blast is 67 to that much. Earthquake 67 to, I got absolute min, maybe? Yeah, Fire Blast wouldn't be able to knock him out. I actually have to go for another one if I want to even risk that. Don't think there's a point though, so I'm actually going to switch out into my Mesprit just to dodge a potential Earthquake from him as he ends up going out to Audino, and that will give me a nice free U-turn into my Garbodor, and also being able to absorb his Toxic Spike. If he wants to Mega Evolve, that's cool by me, or that's fine. I can U-turn out into that Garbodor and actually just fire off a Seed Bomb, anticipating him to want to pass a Wish, if this is a Wish passer. I think it might be. Cool, interesting play that he actually ended up going out into, well, interesting play that he brought out Scyther on Stealth Rock, as well as brought out Audino when I could have just went for another Focus Blast. I guess he didn't really care enough about that, but fortunately I won't be able to spin block much right here. I'm going to fire off a Seed Bomb as he goes for knockoff, as he's able to get rid of my Rocky Helmet, and gonna try and go for the Toxic Spikes just in case he wants to bring out Weezing. Just because it does hit his Kecleon as well as his Audino, and he ends up bringing out the Claydol. This gives me a switch out into. It depends right here, because if this is Rock's Claydol, then I can go out to Kecleon and go for the Shadow Sneak. I think I'm gonna actually try and go to Kecleon just in case he tries and rocks up before Rapid Spinning, as he goes for Psychic. And again, this is gonna work out because I will be able to go for Shadow Sneak, evade his Rapid Spin. He gets a crit Psychic, so you saw how little that actually did. So he prioritized not going for the spin though. So again, I'm completely fine with that. Scyther, if it comes back out, it'll die. Everything else will take damage. He ends up going out into Weezing though, and with the Toxic Spike up, the fact that Stealth Rock are still up, and the fact that my Magmortar can just come out right now, something is going to get murked by this Fire Blast. Even Kecleon, even if he has an Assault Vest, with Stealth Rock plus a Toxic Spike, he won't even appreciate it. He gets me with that Sludge Bomb and gets a Poison on top of that, so that's a little bit annoying. Actually, that's very annoying. But I do have Healing Wish in the back, which is something that I'll probably use for my Magmortar right there. So, well, it really depends, because Garbodor puts in a lot of work as well. He decides to stay in with his Weezing and go for the next Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately, because of that poison, he's able to 2-hit KO me. Very unfortunate for me, but I'm not sure what my better play is. I don't think Shadow Sneak will be able to knock it out, to be completely honest. 306 attack Shadow Sneak. Let's count that. Tech. Okay. Weezing. Shadow Sneak does not do enough. Okay, so I won't be able to spin block those. I mean, I can get up my Stealth Rock as well as my. Spike again, but I'm gonna fire for an Ice Beam just in case he tries to bring out Claydol right here. Maybe it'll 2-hit KO because Mesprit does have 309 special attack. It'll also be able to get rid of Weezing, and it hits everything on his team. Not that the spikes and the hazards are really crucial for my victory. I wish he didn't poison me with Sludge Bomb, but it happens. It's like going for Scald anyway. I think, yeah, Sludge Bomb's the same thing as going for Scald. Sludge Bomb is like, what, 30%? So, I'm gonna pause it till he makes a move, bring it back. Or he ends up bringing out that Claydol like I tried and predicted. And it's a solid 2-hit KO, and I get the freeze. Nice. Nice. So I will be able to go for next Ice Beam. Unfortunately, I do get that freeze. Don't know. I mean, it mattered, but I don't know how much it mattered. But yeah, I'll be able to go for a second Ice Beam. I was thinking about doubling into Kecleon, as you can see, predicting his Audino, but I don't really think there is a point. Especially because now I could just bring out my Garbodor and, actually, no, Garbodor isn't smart. I can bring out my Piloswine, because Piloswine, if he tries and passes a Wish, will be able to knock out everything on his team. So, what I'm actually going to do is just go right for the, Icicle Crash. He has Heal Bell. This is more than likely his Mega, but, I don't think that matters, because, again, I do have a phasing move on my Gramble. I also have this monster in the back with Gunk Shot, so the second he Mega Evolves, I'll be hurting everything hard, and this is a Pokemon that he doesn't really appreciate switching into. Granted, Audino can take a hit. Icicle Crash can flinch though. I don't know if I'm faster, but unfortunately I do miss that Icicle Crash right there. as he is going to try and pass that wish. Whatever he switches into will go down to this Ice Quick Crash, so this is going to be hard for him. He has to try and stay in and get me on a miss or something like that, but I'm going to pause it till he makes a move. Be right back. So he decided to try and pass that to Weezing, and as you can see, I did land, so Weezing is going to go down. I think he brings out Claydol. I don't know if Ice Shard will do 30%, but it is my best play anyway. No point in trying to spin block anymore, as Claydol is also going to go down to the Ice Shard. That means Stealth Rocker up, Rhydon goes down, and he's actually just going to forfeit right there. So Kecleon just putting in work in all 3 games. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to check out my channel if you did enjoy. Also, you know, subscribe to Envy. Envy has great content. He's a great friend of mine. So thank you everybody for, you know, having me. And until next time, guys, later.